Hello, Nicole de Souza here. Today we're going to be discussing school readiness, and to clarify, what exactly does that mean? There's great confusion around what school readiness actually means. Does it mean your child needs to be able to read, write, count, do basic arithmetic? Should they be able to draw a legible picture? Should they be able to write their name? You might be surprised, or perhaps relieved, to hear that none of these things are important when it comes to school readiness. School readiness needs to be considered holistically. You need to consider a child's social and emotional skills, their physical skills, their bodily strength, their communication and language skills, their cognitive and thinking skills. These are the skills that are important in order for children to be able to thrive, learn, make friendships, be happy at school. Children need to be able to cooperate, follow instructions, listen, speak, express their opinions, communicate their needs, ask questions, take turns, cooperate, get along with other children. These are the important things about being school ready. It is not about reading, writing, counting. That is what you go to school to learn. These are the things that will help you to be able to take those steps in learning. The development of strong social skills and social relationships is critical to academic success, sometimes even more important than IQ potential. It is for this reason that it is important to ensure that your child is socially aligned with their peers in their age group at school. Student confidence is critical for learning. It is for everybody, for adults too. You need to have self-confidence to be able to take the next step in your learning. Otherwise, learning cannot take place. I like to use the analogy of surfing. When you surf, you need to be right on the edge of that wave to be able to move forward. If you're too far ahead of the wave or too far behind the wave, you won't be moving anywhere. You need to be right on the edge of that wave in order to move forward on your surfboard. In the same way, you need to be right on the edge of your learning in order to take that next step. But that takes self-confidence. And you need to also have a safe learning environment where a student is able to take risks with their learning. So how do we foster self-confidence in our children? Building self-confidence and resilience in a child can start from a very early age. Allowing your toddler to roam around a playground unaware of your supervision could be a starting point. Helping them to build up a tower of blocks and pushing it over and laughing when they've tumbled down, is building resilience. It's having fun. It's having confidence in your learning. It might sound trivial, but these are all important things. Giving them a choice, even something that has no consequence, giving them 2 forks to choose from when they're having their lunch. They might be identical forks, but you give them 2 forks and you say, which fork do you want to use? And that gives them a chance of independence, of autonomy, of responsibility. Sometimes it can be a helpful behavior technique if you're having, a difficult moment with a toddler who is being defiant or having a tantrum. You might give them a choice and say, this is your choice. These are your options. It is this or it is that, and you choose. And then they have to choose one because you've only given them 2 options. And then he's like, okay, well, that's your choice. This is helping to build resilience. It's helping to build autonomy. It's helping to build independence. Providing lots of opportunities for your child to move their bodies, to swing, to slide, to spin, to jump is all really important for cognitive development as well as physical development. It's important that they have lots of opportunities to move their bodies in different ways through space. Confidence can also be developed by encouraging imagination and creativity through games such as dress-ups or role plays. These are fun and engaging activities. They can also help to develop your child's language skills, their social skills, and their creative expression, their self-expression. It can be a safe place to try out new social skills in new roles as well. Children can gain sensory stimulation by using lots of different craft medium or materials for different craft activities. They don't need to be masterpieces, just playing with any type of medium, cutting, pasting, stickers, paint, Play-Doh, anything, giving them an opportunity for self-expression, authentic use of language, gives them opportunity to develop their motor skills, their coordination, their fine motor skills when it comes to scissor use and glue. Physical coordination is developed by opportunities to move the body in lots of different ways. You can go to a playground or trampolines in your backyard or bikes and trikes are all great opportunities for children to develop this coordination, balance, spatial awareness, hand-eye coordination, gross motor skills, all really important development. Also, brain development also benefits from a range of physical movements. You've got the corpus callosum, which is the part of the brain that connects the two hemispheres together. And as children develop and use their body, that promotes that development of that connection. You'll notice that as your toddler is on a little trike where their legs kind of just walk on each side of the trike, their body has mirror image, so their left and their right side are doing the same thing. When they get a bit older and they can use a scooter and their left side is doing something different to their right side, that shows the development and that connection has developed more. Riding a bike, riding a scooter, swinging around, it's all really, really important skills that they have opportunities to develop while they're having fun. So it's important to give them lots of opportunities like this. Now, children do not need to know how to correctly hold a pencil or write their name or write anything really, even draw. Some children just aren't interested in drawing in their early years, and that's completely fine. All children are different, all have different interests. I know with my own children, one of them just loved drawing and was really interested in learning to write their name, before school, and another one could not have cared less, was not interested in picking up pencil at all. And they're both completely fine. They were both completely school ready. Children will arrive at school with different levels of experience. But what is important is that they have the physical strength. So using things like Play-Doh or playing in sand, anything that uses their whole hand to develop the strength in their hands, so that when they do get to school, they have the physical capability of learning to hold a pencil and learning to write and draw. Once they do get to school, that will be something that they learn to do. So it's important that they have the physical development to be able to do that. Developing hand-eye coordination is important. Children can learn to roll, bounce balls. It doesn't always have to be a ball. Even just using a soft toy, tossing a teddy bear around, anything to help them to play a game, make it fun, but using their bodies and developing that hand-eye coordination in different ways is important too. Playing games is critically important for children. That can be playing games with other children or playing games with an adult. It might be games such as hide and seek or a board game, doing puzzles, any of those things. It helps with their cognitive development. It helps with their developed social skills, things like turn taking and rule following, helps with their cognitive development and their problem solving and critical thinking skills. So all great opportunities for development in their early years. Reading, and more reading. Reading is such a fantastic thing to do with your children. From birth, you can read to your baby. It is great for relationship building and nourishing that sense of well-being with your child. But you're teaching your child so much. They're exposed to different styles of language. They are developing an understanding of what's called book orientation. So this is without you even realizing, when you're reading your child a book, they are learning from you. They are learning which way a book goes. They're learning what the front cover is. They're learning which way the pages turn. They're learning that the text is telling the story and that the pictures also tell the story. They're learning which way you read from left to right. All of these things are being learned through that enjoyable experience of reading a book together. Exposure to a wide variety of authors and a wide variety of books. They don't always have to be picture books. It could be anything. It is the nourishing the joy of reading and the enjoyment of reading. And also that, reading is for pleasure, but it can also be to gain information. It can be to find out information, or to learn about how a game works, or what a movie's about. Reading can be an organically modeled skill to your child in a wide variety of contexts, not just when you're sitting down snuggled up to read a book. But its benefits are such wide ranging. It's really important to include reading a book in your schedule with your child. Please remember that all children are different. They all have their own personalities. They all have their own interests. Like I've already said, one of my children didn't have any interest at all in picking up a pencil, and the other one just loved it. My third child, she did a little bit of everything, but every child is different. Not every child will be able to draw a legible picture. Not every child will be able to write their name or even be interested in writing their name. And it's not important. That is not what school readiness is about. Not all children are talkative. Some are more talkative than others, but it's important that they are able to express their ideas or ask a question or express their needs. It's important they're able to follow instructions. These are important things that all children, despite their differences, should be able to do to be able to survive and thrive and function well in a kindergarten classroom. They'll all arrive differently with all different levels of experience, different life experiences, different cultural expectations, different family backgrounds. All will be different, but all may be perfectly school ready. So how then can you check if your child is school ready, or how close they are to being school ready, or which areas they really need to focus on to become school ready if they're already heading towards school age? So I know you are here because the current vague New South Wales school start age causes you confusion, plus the conflicting opinions of others that, although they are well intended, just adds to the stress. You want the best for your child. And I'm sure on some level you know that there's more to consider about school readiness than just the month that they were born in. So I have compiled this handbook. It's got up-to-date research. It correlates with the Department of Education, the syllabus, and the curriculum. And I will guide you through an understanding of the terms that you need to understand, an understanding of the curriculum, an understanding of what age-appropriate expectations are, school procedures. And I have designed a simple 7-step school readiness system that will give you the reassurance you are seeking to help your child start school in the best way possible. This book for parents is designed, it's based on the definition of school readiness as defined by the Department of Education. It helps you to determine the optimal time for your child to start primary school. This is an important decision that I know you feel a lot of pressure about. So this is going to help you to decide on when would be the best time for them to start school. I've included practical ways that you can support their development, and you can apply this 7-step school readiness system to assess your child's school readiness. In this handbook, I also explain how the school curriculum is designed, what is expected from kindergarten students, ways to best support your child's learning needs. If they've got special learning needs, if they've got a learning disability, a physical disability, if they've got a high IQ, how to arrange a psychometric assessment for your child if that's needed, who to take your child to see if you have any specific concerns. Sometimes it is a consideration to delay starting school or maybe to repeat a grade. And I discuss that in this book as well. I talk about when you have meetings with the school, what you should discuss, ways that you can help your child prepare for their first day of kindergarten, practical things, things that I know parents are always asking me. Same concerns, the same questions always come up. What do we put in their lunchbox? How do I help them prepare? What do I talk to them about? What are some things we can do? What to expect once they start, how to support your child once they start school. When is your parental decision outweighed by a school decision, or when does the parent have the final say? These are all practical things that I discuss in this handbook that I hope will be really helpful for you and your family. I am a teacher. I'm a mother to 3 primary school age children, and I understand the implications of our vague legal school starting age requirement from the perspective of an educator, as a parent, and as a community member. I've been called upon so many times by people I know in my community to help the parents assess their child's school readiness. Are they ready to start school? I know it's a tremendous source of anxiety for many parents because you realize that this decision has lifelong academic, social, and emotional implications. My children are not immune to this current climate, and I'm a parent and I understand the pressures that we all face. I created this handbook to address these concerns. I know the concerns that you have. There isn't a similar resource currently available, so I've made one for you. It's concise, no nonsense, explicit, it's practical. It's not going to waste your time with a lot of fluff. It's straight to the point. It tells you what to do and how to do it. You don't need an education degree to understand it. It's simple, but it's critically important. And my aim is that this handbook gives you and your family the guidance you're looking for.